Hello and welcome to another video tutorial on understanding body language, liars, cheats and happy feet. Now then, I've been sent over a few vids today on the Michael Jackson analysis I did this morning with him on the Oprah Winfrey Show. So I've done a good analysis there. However, I sent another analysis by this chap here called Teddy Riley. Now that I'm not overly familiar with who this guy is, in fact, to be honest with you, I've never even heard of his name before, but he's quite big in the Michael Jackson community. Because I've had a lot of emails asking me if Michael Jackson's voice was used on this guy's tracks, I believe. And I've got to say, I've had about over 100 emails asking, can I cover this guy and see if when he's asked the questions about Michael Jackson's voice, is he being honest or is he being deceptive? So I found a couple of videos of this guy, both relatively quite recent. So I'm going to run through his non-verbals and let's see if we can spot anything untoward. So this was taken a few months ago. So I've got to say a big thanks to Hollywood TV for this video. So let's start the video and let's see if I spot anything on here.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great. Teddy, man, what you think about, you were saying that MJ's still alive. People's like, man, they're making a big deal about it, but you said it yourself. If people think Elvis is alive,
exactly.
What's wrong with MJ being alive, right?
That's right. That is right.
And, okay, so before we start, we can see his demeanour is quite good. He's making good eye contact. He's not making any retreats. He's not stepping backwards. He's not using any pacifying gestures. I mean, the hand over there. Don't read too much into that just yet. So
I'm curious. People were saying that Michael's voice is fake on the...
However, he does flash there, that little micro expression. Do you see his little facial expression there? Watch that again.
That is right.
And I'm curious.
That one there, where the eyes flash down and the eyes down. Okay, what does that tell me? Non-verbally, and I believe the full expression is, I wish you'd just shut up and let me get on with it. Let me go off, because obviously he's off to go and see his daughter, I think he just said. Just watch his eyebrow move.
That is right.
And no. There you go. So that non-verbal, well, non-verbally and verbally translates into, just let me go home. Just let me go to wherever I want to go.
Voice is fake on the track that you worked on.
Why have to only be my track?
So he's asked the hot question here about Michael Jackson's voice. What's the first thing I notice here? He breaks eye contact directly after said about Michael Jackson's voice. Watch his eye contact.
His voice is fake on the track that you worked on.
There you go. So he immediately breaks eye contact, but again, oculistics, we can't read too much into that just yet. So he's not showing any signs of deception just yet.
Exactly, though, right?
I've been working with him
because you were there.
almost 20.
Okay, so look how he makes that gesture towards his hand there when he says, I've been working with him for 20 years. You would make that gesture when you tell him the truth.
I've been working with him
because you were there.
almost 20 years. Believe me, this is really Michael's voice.
And note the eyebrow flash when he says, believe me. Nah, trust me. When we do that, when we say believe me and our eyebrows go up, good sign.
Believe me, this is really Michael's voice.
Yeah.
Whoever says whatever, I really don't care what anybody say about it.
But he's only using asymmetrical gestures here, you see. We can see he's just using his left hand to illustrate. His right hand has remained fixed into his pocket.
I really don't care what anybody say about it. I know it. And I've worked with him longer than anybody else who can comment about it.
Yeah, so definitely it's Mike on the track.
Yes.
Now look at that gesture there as well. Okay, so he puts the hands together and he gives a bow. Non-verbally translates into...
Anybody else who can comment about it.
Yeah, so definitely it's Mike on the track.
Yes, I promise you.
There you go, look at that. I'll try and pause it on that bit there for you, just so you can see. So just get a bit of emphasis
Definitely
for
it's
you.
Mike on the track.
Yes, I promise you.
There you go. So you don't need me to pause it because he places his hands together and gives a slight bow. Now again, that comes, and he says the word, I promise you.
I've worked with him longer than anybody else who can comment about it.
Yeah, so definitely it's Mike on the track.
There you go, okay, so he puts his hands together and he bows the head. Watch the head down. There you go. He promises, gives good direct eye contact when he says that.
Is there another track coming?
Yeah, it's more tracks coming from me and
I know Akon.
Now what's interesting here, you see, is obviously he's having to recall some information, so accurate information. But notice how he doesn't move his right hand throughout this. His right hand is still fixated into his trouser pocket, and he articulates and shows off illustrators with his left hand. So obviously this guy's got to be telling the truth now because he just publicly announced that these artists are covering Michael Jackson or using samples of his voice. So he's just using his left hand.
You got Tricky, you got Nephew, who's a great producer, and lot of other people. Lenny Kravitz, 50 Cent. It's going down.
And there you go. Okay, so let me just end that interview there, this particular one. So this guy here, I can see no signs this guy's lying. If anything, he's probably telling the exact truth. Because remember what we said about lying and deception? I've said on countless videos, it's about subtle changes in behaviour that are the giveaway with deception. Now then, this guy has maintained his postures and his gestures throughout this video, even when he was talking about Michael Jackson, to what he's talking about now about other artists using his voice. So obviously he's got to be telling the truth now because other people will be involved. So he hasn't altered his baseline position from when he was talking about Michael to this. The right hand is in his pocket and he's just using his left hand to articulate. He might be left-handed, that's why he's using the left hand, but basically his facial expressions and his gestures like the bow and the hands clasped down all come with honesty. So I think Teddy here is showing the hallmarks of honesty. Now then, I've just got another video for you here as well with the same guy. This is on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Let's just have a little gander at this.
And Michael Jackson.
So Eddie Casio, I have absolutely no idea who this guy is, but I've been saying quite a few videos about him. Apparently he's a guy who's meant to have done Michael Jackson's voice.
And it's being released December 14th.
Okay, let's just
get over 18 years.
Let's have a look at this. Here we go.
This new album were finished by his longtime producer and friend Teddy Riley. Teddy worked with Michael for over 18 years.
So this is the guy I've just done the video on.
Successful albums, including Dangerous and History and Invincible. He was also one of 6 producers and engineers who verified the authenticity of Michael's voice. So, what do you... Hi, welcome. Hi.
Okay, that's a good opening gesture. Look now, this guy likes bowing the head. No, that's repeated behaviour for this guy.
So, one of 6 producers and engineers who verified the authenticity of Michael's voice. So, what do you... Hi, welcome.
There you go, look at that. So this guy's baseline behaviour is he likes to bow, and that's a very good gesture to get into. Bow, showing your respect for somebody. It's good.
To the doubters, along with my friends who also work with Michael over 20 years, over 25 years. This is Michael's voice.
Now what we've got there is the head nods down for emphasis. The head nods when we emphasise points.
Friends who also work with Michael over 20 years, over
watch these head nods down.
This is Michael's voice.
There you go.
And so many people, including some of the family, they doubt that it's him. But we professionally, we've been around him.
Why do they doubt that it's him?
Okay, scoot back. Remember what we said about the autonomic nervous system kicking in? When we're feeling stressed or feeling anxiety, our blinking rate will dramatically increase. However, this guy's blinking rate, nice and relaxed, nice and slow. Very cool, very calm. Bear in mind, you can't control your blinking rate when you're feeling stressed and anxious. It does it automatically, hence why it's called the autonomic nervous system.
We've been around him.
So this guy here,
do they recognize the relationship? Was the family aware of this relationship with you all?
Yeah.
They were.
Okay, look at that body language. The head downs, the shake of the heads. So the head nods, I beg your pardon. So they're nodding in agreement.
Relationship was the family aware of this relationship
head nods
with you all?
I'm saying yes, and the head's going down.
Okay. Why do you say for sure it is him?
Because you can hear the authenticity in his voice, and you can hear like the natural part of him, and no one can really do a scream like that strong scream on that.
So again, I see no signs that he is lying. I've not analysed this guy yet. I've no idea who he is or if he's lying. But this guy here,
there are some who are saying that this,
from my eyes, he's showing no signs of deception. He's showing no signs of shame. Or I'm seeing no signs of something called duping delight, which he would potentially give off while he's duping or getting one over on somebody like the mass audience and Oprah Winfrey. I'm not seeing any of that.
Michael is a perfectionist and would not have wanted this release.
And there we go. So I'll end the video there. So this guy, Teddy Riley, from all accounts, from what I can see, he is telling the truth on both accounts. So that's what I can see there. Let me just click off these videos here. Okay, now if you're interested in learning more about body language, you can just click on to my Understanding Body Language page, which is, the link is at the bottom of the page. Let me just click off that. Understanding Body Language, Liars, Cheats and Happy Feet. I've got more Michael Jackson videos on here and on my YouTube page. And if you can, try and share my Michael Jackson videos as much as you can. I'm trying to get as much press on these as possible. I've been teaching body language for a number of years now. And my videos, I'm trying to get to 1 million views on my YouTube videos. If you can help me get to 1 million, I shall love you forever. So there you go. So another analysis done. Just to recap, I see no signs that that guy is lying. He shows no signs of deception. We've seen repeated changes of movement with the head nod down. Blinking rate's fine. The gestures and illustrators, everything's in the right place for me. So there you go. So I hope that answers some of your questions. So, from everyone here at Understanding Body Language, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you all soon. So don't forget to share all these videos. Really help me out. So take care, and bye-bye for now.